I just saw a new release listed for Crumbling Keep and I got excited and I've got to tell you about it. Neck Deep, The Sewers of Rot Bottom. Marching Order is good for 1 to 4 players ages 18 and up, and is an RPG basically, so could take you 15 minutes, could take you 300 minutes. Marching Order is a solo co-op dungeon delve that plays like Choose Your Own Adventure in Darkest Dungeons Analog Bastard Child. You can play on your lonesome or bring some friends together to share in hilarious misery. Buy your rogues, put them in dungeons, and start making some choices. Combat is done in a line. The sellsword can hit what's right in front of them. The archer can hit creatures 4 spaces away, etc., etc., etc. I wouldn't expect to stay where you are, though. The monsters do have a way of shaking things up. All right, now that is the intro by the write-up by the publisher for Marching Order, particularly. Neck Deep is still in publication, should be out shortly, if it's not dropped already by the time of this video, maybe. So there is no write-up for it by the publisher in official gaming pages that I can see there. So instead, what I'm going to do is I want to do a quick little read for you. This is a very, 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 very short story called The Hallway Seems Familiar, and this is by Mustafa Bekir. This is in the introductory of the Sewers of Rot Bottom, and I think it kind of sets the tone and let you know a little bit about what's going on, and then I'll tell you what I know about it. Bronan thinks he saw this hallway before, sighed the barbarian. Bronan came for fighting, not for walking in poo forever. Bronan just want coin so Bronan can buy drink and find Scarlet Woman. Weasley let out a long groan, the thief having heard the same story every 5 minutes for the last 3 hours. We all know what Bronan wants. Bosom this, bosom that. Get on with it already. There was nothing but silence as the group rounded the next corner, only to see more sludge and more rats. The thief groaned again, louder this time, as the barbarian chuckled. Bronan thinks maybe Weasley's mama will be Bronan's next treasure. I do. I think that kind of sets the tone for the game in general, as well as the sewers very, very well. So I'm a fan. I have to say that right up front that I am indeed a fan of the Marching Order RPG, light RPG style of gaming. The 20-Sided Warriors have enjoyed it as well. It's a fun game to sit down and play if you don't have time or the people to play something like Dungeons & Dragons or Pathfinder. So it's more than just an expansion book that they have coming out here for Neck Deep. It's an update. It's an update. There's going to be a whole new boxed edition, revised rules, new characters. The old ones will still be there if you're familiar with the game. But there's going to be some new ones as well. I've been told there's going to be an assassin, a necromancer, a pikeman, and a swashbuckler too. So that's going to add some new choices if you're already familiar with the game. And if you're not already familiar with the game, it just makes what you're already getting larger. More content to it. Now, if you are familiar with the game, this is going to change things up a little bit. It goes from being a D6 game to adding elements of a D66 game. And what this means is, if you're not familiar with that, is instead of rolling one typical common 6-sided die, you're going to be rolling 2 of them. You're not going to be adding them together, though. You're going to be using them as 10s and 1s. So if the first 6-sided die comes up a 3 and the next one comes up a 2, that's a 32 you just rolled. So they're going to be incorporating that, which was not part of the original system. Now, the sewers part of it is a new random dungeon generator. I like this. Actually, I like both things that they're doing. It's a little reminiscent to another system that's out there. Now, I usually don't unless I'm doing a comparison video, I usually don't compare or like to talk about other games when I'm talking about one game. But this, to me, just stands out so much because it's another game that I enjoy, For Against Darkness. And it seems like there's some overlapping concepts of coolness going on here, like the random dungeon generator, a D66 style of rolling, and that's a good thing. I'm saying that if you're familiar with the other game, then I just want to let you know that there's new things incorporated in Marching Order that you're already going to be familiar with, and that definitely helps bring over some prospects from the other side, if you know what I mean. Now, another thing I see that's new that they didn't have with the original Marching Orders is traps. I mean, come on, how can you have dungeons or sewers in a fantasy-style RPG game and not have traps? It's been long enough, and we have them now. Well, it's been long enough we didn't have the sewer system either. I know a lot of the fans of the game have been clamoring for some sort of rules or setting for sewers, so we finally got that as well. But now traps, it pairs together perfectly. It's so much perfectly that you wonder why they didn't have traps originally from the beginning. So they kind of went all out from what I'm seeing, making new additions to the rules, updating things, adding new things to the rules that haven't been there. There's going to be new monsters, monster cards that they're adding into the game, as well as condition cards. Whoa, that's something we didn't have before in the original setting of the game. With condition cards, I'm assuming maybe some new conditions, but also just so you have it in front of you as a reminder. You have it right there with your character that you are currently under this condition. Maybe it's shit-faced. That's a condition in the game. It's also from what I see and been told, character sheets will be coming with the new boxed edition. Some rogue sheets there, and there's going to be some graph paper and there's going to be dice. I mean, I had no problem with the fact that the original, the printing of this, the last printing of it, it didn't come with dice or pencils or paper. I was fine with that. I'm an old school D&Der. I mean, when I bought D&D, it didn't come with dice and pencils. I had to go buy that stuff separately. Graph paper, that was my responsibility. It was just the rules to the game. So that didn't bother me at all that Marching Order did not have dice or paper or character sheets. It seemed very thematically fitting, actually, to me. But now, I had to admit, it is pretty freaking cool that they're going to be having dice and paper and sheets and everything now in the new edition. Yeah, all right, I'm cool with that. I'm loving it. Now, the original game had, was it 3 or 4 delves? Adventures, modules, delves with the game. So apparently they are still going to be in the rules, but there's going to be some new ones, including a new delve called the Gallows, Outlaws of Rot Bottom. That sounds fun. Besides being apparently an adventure delve, it also reminds me of the old Rogues Gallery for D&D. I don't know if it has a Rogues Gallery, but obviously with a name like that, Outlaws of Rot Bottom, should have some interesting foes. I'm very excited about this. I've been waiting for this without even knowing I was waiting for it. Now that I see it, I know that I've wanted this before I even knew it existed. If you're a fan of Marching Order, I think this is a gimme. You're gonna want this. Not just because of the updated rules, but because of all the other cool stuff that's coming with the new box set. I definitely think it's worth it. If you're an RPG fan and a board gaming fan, and you're looking for some light combination of the two, especially something you can do solo. You can run it as a group cooperatively, or you can run it DM style, GM style, storyteller style, and run a group through something. Either a set adventure or create your own, just like any good classic DM always has. And, if you don't have this game, if you don't know this game, I think you need to get more information about this. Watch some playthroughs on it. I know this channel has, as of right now, this channel has 1. There's going to be some more stuff coming up that I'm really excited about. But yeah, go watch some playthroughs. It's always better than listening to a floating head, which may be bribed or bought to tell you something. And to be honest, Saying that, I will be upfront and let you know that my last copy, the original copy, or I think it was the second edition actually, of Marching Order, was given to me by the publisher Crumbling Keep. They saw some videos that I did, and they enjoyed it, and they were hoping I would make something on their material. But that's it. They didn't pay me anything else. They gave me a review copy, because I can't talk about something if I don't have first-hand experience with it. Otherwise, it's just a random gaming radar like this one is. But no, I was able to do some very good specific videos because they gave me a review copy. So that's it. That's me being upfront and forward about it, and I am really excited, waiting for Neck Deep, the sewers of Rot Bottom. If you like RPGs and board games, go get yourself more information on Crumbling Keep's Marching Order, specifically the sewers of Rot Bottom and Neck Deep.